The first thing that broke the silence was not a shout. It was the soft sound of a spoon dropping into a bowl. Everyone in the small clinic waiting room turned their heads at once. The young pregnant woman stood up slowly, as if her legs were not fully hers. One hand held her belly. The other held a worn-out brown envelope. Her eyes looked tired, but there was a strange fire inside them, the kind that comes when someone has carried a secret for too long. Across from her sat Chief Dak Adibeo, the man people called a billionaire even when they were trying not to gossip. He wore a simple navy shirt and clean shoes, nothing flashy. Still, the way the nurses greeted him showed the truth. Even quiet power makes noise. Chief Dak had paid for the woman's checkup. He had also paid for her medicine. He had even told the receptionist to give her food vouchers, because he noticed how she looked at the clinic snack table like it was a dream. He did all of it without asking her name. Now the woman stared at him like she had been waiting for this exact moment. The air felt warm. Outside, a generator hummed. A baby cried somewhere down the hall, then stopped. She took one slow step forward. "Sir," she said, her voice shaking, "you have helped me enough." Chief Dak lifted his face. His eyes were calm, but they sharpened with curiosity. "I only did what I could," he replied. "Sit down before you fall." She did not sit. Instead, she opened the envelope with fingers that trembled, and she pulled out a small photograph. The photo was old but protected in a plastic sleeve. It showed a young woman with round cheeks and a bright smile, holding a little girl who wore a yellow dress and had two neat braids. The girl in the photo looked like the pregnant woman, but younger. The woman holding her looked like someone Chief Dak had not seen in years. His throat tightened. He did not speak. The pregnant woman raised her chin. Tears shone in her eyes, but she did not let them fall. Then she said the words that made the room feel like it stopped breathing. "I am your daughter." For a second, Chief Dak did not move. It was as if those words had hit him like a wave, but he was too proud to stumble. One nurse gasped. Another nurse dropped her pen. A man in the corner whispered, "Yo, the way people do back home when something is too shocking to be true." Chief Dak finally stood up. His chair scraped the floor. The sound felt loud, like a drum in a quiet church. "What did you say?" he asked, but his voice was not angry. It was careful. Like he was afraid that if he spoke too strongly, the truth would break. The pregnant woman swallowed hard. "I said I am your daughter," she repeated. "And the baby I am carrying," she added, her hand pressing her belly, "is your grandchild." Chief Dak's eyes moved from her face to her belly and back again, like he was trying to solve a puzzle that had been hiding in front of him. He took one step closer. Then the clinic door opened, and a tall man in a suit walked in with two security men behind him. The tall man's eyes went straight to the pregnant woman, then to Chief Dak. "Sir," the tall man said quickly, "there you are. We have a problem." Chief Dak did not turn. His eyes stayed on the pregnant woman. "What problem?" he asked, still watching her like she might disappear. The tall man lowered his voice, but it was still heard by the people closest to him. "The internet," he said. "Someone posted something. They are saying you have a secret child. They are sharing her picture. They are calling her a scammer." The pregnant woman's face went pale. Chief Dak's jaw tightened. And before anyone could say another word, the pregnant woman suddenly grabbed her belly and bent forward with a sharp cry. Pain ripped across her face. The nurses rushed toward her. Chief Dak reached out like he forgot he was a rich man and remembered he was just a human being. "Call the doctor," a nurse shouted. The pregnant woman looked up at Chief Dak, sweating now, breathing fast, her voice small but urgent. "Please," she whispered, "don't let them take my baby." Then her eyes rolled back for one terrifying second, and she fell into Chief Dak's arms. Earlier that same week, in the busy town of Umuma, life moved like it always did. Market women argued over tomato prices. Motorbikes cut through traffic like fast fish in water. School children in neat uniforms laughed and ran, their backpacks bouncing. Loud music poured from small shops selling phone accessories and charging cables. And in the middle of that everyday life, a young woman named Zara walked as if the ground was not steady. Zara was 7 months pregnant. Her slippers were worn thin. Her dress, once bright, had faded from too much sun and too many washes. She carried a small bag with only a bottle of water, a cheap phone with a cracked screen, and a folded piece of paper that looked like a clinic appointment slip. Her belly was big, but her body was still slim. The kind of slim that comes when someone skips meals, not when someone is naturally small. People saw her and looked away. Not because she was invisible. In Umioma, nobody is truly invisible. People looked away because they did not want trouble, and they did not want to be asked for money they did not have. Zara stopped near a row of small restaurants where the smell of jollof rice floated into the street. Her stomach tightened, and not only from pregnancy. She watched a boy eat meat pie, and her eyes stayed on it too long. A woman behind the counter noticed and frowned. "My sister, you won't buy?" she asked sharply. Zara forced a smile. "Not today," she said softly. She walked away before shame could hold her. Zara had not always been like this. There was a time her life had plans. She once wore clean office clothes. She once had a small job at a phone company's customer service desk. She once believed that if you worked hard and stayed honest, life would respect you. But life does not always respect honesty. Sometimes it tests it. The trouble started when Zara's mother died. Her mother, Mama Isioma, sold fabrics in the market. She was not rich, but she was strong. She believed in education and prayer and minding your business. She also believed that secrets are like smoke. They can hide for a while, but they always find a way to rise. When Mama Isioma fell sick, Zara used all her savings to help. Hospital bills ate her money like fire. By the time her mother died, Zara was broke and tired and filled with grief that sat heavy in her chest. Then, just when she was trying to stand up again, another storm came. Zara found out she was pregnant. The father was a man named Connor, a smooth-talking businessman who always wore expensive wristwatches but never paid for anything when it mattered. He promised marriage. He promised support. He even promised to move her to Lagos and make life soft. The day Zara told him she was pregnant, his face changed. He laughed as if it was a joke. "Are you sure it's mine?" he asked. That question alone broke something inside her. Zara begged. She explained. She cried. She showed him the clinic paper. Connor said he would call her back. He never did. After that, it felt like doors started closing one by one. Her landlord wanted rent. Her boss wanted someone who could work long hours without pregnancy drama. Even friends who once called her bestie began to act busy. Zara did not blame them out loud. She only grew quiet. Still, she tried. She started selling small things online, using her cracked phone. She posted wigs, sandals, and cheap jewelry. Sometimes she made a little profit. Most times, customers asked too many questions and then disappeared. Some nights, Zara lay on her thin mattress and talked to her unborn baby as if the baby could answer. "My love," she would whisper, "I will not let this world break you. I may be tired, but I will not drop you." One afternoon, hunger pushed her into the market again. She hoped someone might buy something from her small bag of items. Her feet were swollen. The sun was hot. Her throat felt dry. That was the day she met Chief Dak Adibeo. He did not arrive with sirens. He did not arrive with cameras. He came in a simple SUV and stepped out with only one driver and one assistant. People still noticed, of course. In Umioma, news travels faster than radio. That's him, someone whispered. Chief Dyke. He built a new tech hub in Enugu, another person said. He gives scholarships, a woman added, almost proudly, like she knew him personally. Chief Dyke walked through the market like he belonged there, greeting elders, shaking hands, nodding at the youth. He stopped at a small stall where a group of young people were showing a solar-powered phone charger they had invented. He smiled. This is good, he said. Innovation should not live only on the internet. It must feed families too. Zara stood at a distance, watching. She did not know why she was watching. Maybe it was because he looked like a man who could fix things. Maybe it was because she had not seen kindness in a while, and her heart was hungry for it too. As Chief Dyke turned to leave, Zara's legs moved before her mind could stop them. Sir, she called out. Her voice was small, but it carried. Chief Dyke turned, surprised, and his eyes landed on her belly first. What is it? He asked gently. Zara's mouth went dry. She had planned to ask for money, but now the words felt heavy and shameful. Still, she forced them out. Sir, I just need help to go to the clinic, she said. I'm not asking for luxury. Just help. Chief Dyke studied her face. Something flickered in his eyes, like a memory brushing against him. How far along are you? He asked. 7 months, Zara replied. He nodded once. Come, he said, simple and firm. Let's go. That was how it began. Not with drama. Not with shouting. Just with one man choosing to help a woman everyone else had avoided. And as Zara followed him to the SUV, her heart pounded, because she was not only following a billionaire. She was walking toward the past she had been running from. By the time they reached the clinic, Zara's hands were shaking. Chief Dyke paid for everything without asking questions. He told the nurses to take good care of her. He even bought her a bottle of malt and a pack of biscuits from the small shop outside. Zara wanted to thank him, but she also wanted to cry. Because a part of her feared kindness. A part of her feared that help always comes with a price. When she finally sat in the waiting room, holding the envelope that contained her mother's last secret, she kept looking at Chief Dyke as if she was measuring him against the photo in her hand. Then the moment came. The spoon dropped. She stood up. And she said it. I am your daughter. Now, in the clinic hallway, Zara lay on a stretcher, breathing hard, while nurses rushed her toward the emergency room. Chief Dyke followed, his face tight, his hands clenched. His assistant tried to stop him. Sir, please, let the doctors work. Chief Dyke did not listen. He looked at Zara's face, and then he looked at the old photo she dropped on the floor, and his mind raced with questions that felt like thunder. His voice came out low and rough. Zara, he said, tasting her name for the first time, if you are truly my daughter, then why did you wait until now? Zara tried to answer, but another wave of pain hit her. She grabbed the side of the stretcher and cried out. A doctor appeared at the door. We need space, he said. Only one person can come in. Chief Dyke took a step forward. At the same time, the tall man in the suit leaned close to Chief Dyke's ear and whispered, Sir, the person who posted that rumor online is not a stranger. Chief Dyke froze. Who is it? He asked. The man's eyes darted toward Zara as the doors began to close. It's someone from your own house, he said. And they are on their way here. The emergency room doors shut with a final click. Chief Dyke stood outside, staring at the closed door, holding an old photograph in one hand and 100 new fears in his chest. And somewhere inside that room, Zara fought for breath, for truth, and for a baby who might arrive too soon. Chief Dyke lifted his head slowly, because footsteps were coming down the corridor. Slow. Confident. Like someone who was not afraid of what they had done. He turned to see who it was. And his heart dropped. The footsteps belonged to a woman who walked like she owned every room she entered. Her name was Mrs. Ifinanya Adebayo. She wore a neat cream suit, her hair pulled back smoothly, her face calm in a way that felt rehearsed. People in Umoma knew her as Chief Dyke's wife. They also knew her as a woman who loved order, reputation, and silence. She stopped when she saw Chief Dyke standing outside the emergency room. "What is going on?" she asked, her voice polite, but sharp underneath. Chief Dyke did not answer immediately. He looked at her, then at the closed door behind him. The sounds from inside the room were low and tense. A monitor beeped steadily. "A young woman collapsed," he said slowly. "She is pregnant." Mrs. Ifinanya nodded. "Yes. I heard. The internet is already talking." Chief Dyke's eyes hardened. "Did you post it?" She smiled faintly. "Post what?" "The rumor," he said. "The one calling her a liar. The one saying she is trying to trap me." Mrs. Ifinanya adjusted her handbag. "People talk," she replied. "I only corrected a dangerous story before it grew wings." Chief Dyke stepped closer. "Corrected it with lies." For the first time, her smile slipped. "Dyke," she said quietly, "you are a public figure. A billionaire. You cannot let a stranger drag your name through the mud." "She is not a stranger," he said. Mrs. Ifinanya froze. "What do you mean?" Before he could answer, the emergency room door opened slightly. A nurse stepped out. "The patient is stable for now," she said. "But she is under stress. Emotional shock can harm both mother and baby." Chief Dyke nodded. "Can I see her?" "Only briefly," the nurse replied. Mrs. Ifinanya moved forward. "I will come too." The nurse hesitated. "One person only." Chief Dyke did not look at his wife. "I will go," he said. Inside the room, Zara lay on the bed, weak and pale. Her eyes opened when she saw him. "You're still here," she whispered. "Yes," Chief Dyke said softly. He pulled a chair closer. "I'm here." Tears rolled down Zara's cheeks. "I'm sorry," she said. "I did not plan to say it like that." He held up the photograph. "Tell me," he said. "Tell me everything." Zara took a deep breath. "My mother's name was Isioma," she began. "She never spoke badly about you. She only said you were young and afraid when she got pregnant. She said you wanted to do the right thing, but your family sent her away." Chief Dyke's chest tightened. Memories rushed back. A girl he loved. A pregnancy he was told was not his. A choice made too quickly. "She kept this photo," Zara continued. "She told me to find you only if my life became too heavy to carry." His voice broke. "Why now?" Zara placed her hand on her belly. "Because this baby deserves family," she said. "And because I am tired of running." Chief Dyke reached out and held her hand. "You should not have suffered alone." Outside the room, Mrs. Ifinanya stood listening, her nails digging into her palm. Her phone buzzed. A message flashed on the screen. "We are losing control of the story." She typed back quickly. "Not yet." Inside, Zara winced as another pain passed through her. "The baby," she whispered, afraid. Chief Dyke stood up at once. "Call the doctor," he said. As nurses rushed in, Zara grabbed his sleeve. "Please," she said, her eyes wide. "Don't let them separate us." He bent close. "No one will take your child," he promised. "Not this time." But as he stepped back, he saw Mrs. Ifinanya watching through the glass, her face unreadable. And for the first time in many years, Chief Dyke realized something painful. Helping Zara was the easy part. Protecting her from what was coming next would be much harder. The night stretched long inside Umoma General Hospital. Rain tapped gently against the windows, not loud, not angry, just steady, like it was listening. The corridor lights hummed softly. Nurses walked back and forth with quiet focus, their slippers whispering against the floor. Chief Dyke sat alone on a bench outside the delivery room. His phone lay in his hand, but he was not looking at it. Messages kept coming in. Calls too. Business partners. Journalists. Family members. He ignored them all. For the first time in many years, money could not solve the problem in front of him. Inside the room, Zora cried out as another wave of pain moved through her body. A nurse held her hand. "You're doing well," the nurse said calmly. "Breathe slowly." Zara nodded, sweat running down her face. Between breaths, her thoughts wandered to her mother. "Mama," she thought, "I hope I did the right thing." She remembered her mother's voice clearly now. "Truth is heavy," Mama Isioma used to say. "But lies are heavier. They sit on your chest and make it hard to breathe." Zara squeezed her eyes shut. She did not regret speaking up. But she feared what truth might cost her. Outside, Mrs. Ifinanya stood near the window at the end of the corridor. Her phone was pressed to her ear. "This situation must end tonight," she said in a low voice. "Before morning." She listened, then nodded slowly. "No," she added, her tone firm. "We cannot allow sentiment to destroy years of work." She ended the call and turned to find Chief Dyke watching her. "How long have you been standing there?" she asked. "Long enough," he replied. They stared at each other in silence. "You should go home," Mrs. Ifinanya said at last. "You have done enough." Chief Dyke stood up. "Enough," he repeated. "My child is in there." Her face tightened. "You don't know that." "I know," he said simply. "I remember now. The timing. The fear. The lies my family told me." Mrs. Ifinanya shook her head. "Even if she is telling the truth, what about me?" she asked. "What about the life we built?" Chief Dyke's voice softened. "This is not a fight between you and her." "But it feels like one," she said quietly. Before he could respond, a sharp cry came from the delivery room. Then another. A doctor rushed past them. Chief Dyke's heart slammed against his chest. Minutes felt like hours. Then, suddenly, a sound cut through the air. A baby's cry. Small. Strong. Alive. Chief Dyke's breath caught. His eyes filled with tears he did not bother to hide. The door opened, and a nurse stepped out, smiling. "It's a girl," she said. "Both mother and baby are stable." Chief Dyke let out a long breath, like he had been holding it for years. Inside the room, Zara lay weak but smiling. The baby was placed gently on her chest, wrapped in a soft blanket. Tiny fingers curled instinctively. "She's beautiful," Zara whispered. Chief Dyke entered slowly, like he was afraid the moment might break if he moved too fast. He stood beside the bed, staring at the child. "My granddaughter," he said, his voice shaking. Zara looked up at him. "Her name is Nkiru," she said. "It means, the future is greater." He nodded. It suits her. For a brief moment, peace settled in the room. Then the door opened again. Mrs. Ifinanya stepped inside. Her eyes moved from Zora to the baby, then to Chief Dyke. "This changes everything," she said. Chief Dyke met her gaze. "Yes," he replied. "It does." Zara's grip tightened around her baby. She felt it then. The truth had been spoken. The child had arrived. But the real test was only beginning. And as Mrs. Ifinanya turned and walked out without another word, Zara knew that the future waiting for her daughter would not be simple. Still, she kissed Nkiru's forehead and whispered softly, "Whatever comes, my love, you will not face it alone. The corridor lights flickered once. And somewhere beyond the hospital walls, a new story was already starting to form.